What's up, guys? Today's episode I'm going to be working on the cowl vent for the 40. I know it's not a large piece, but it's a unique piece and it's something that they don't put on cars anymore. And so I'm going to take it and make it electronic so it opens with an actuator. So come check it out. Alright, so the purpose of this vent was just to draw in fresh air from the outside, and adding this linear actuator to it is not going to improve that in any way. I just think that it's a cool looking piece. You can see that it's a little bent and it doesn't really sit quite right on the cowl. We're going to have to straighten that first and then get into it.
Alright, as usual, I got to start with a little bit of disassembly. I'm going to pull the dash out, and then I'm going to take the heater box out that I installed in the last video, just so that I'll have some extra room to work on the cowl vent. Okay, first test fit of the cowl vent, you can see that there's a little bit of a gap between the brackets here, so I'm just going to pull this back out, take it over to the vise, and bend that bracket in a little bit. Alright, that gap is fixed. Now it's time to take care of this gap. And you can see that it's held together by a few spot welds, and some of the spot welds are broken, so we just need to re-weld this real quick. Okay, now that that's fixed, it's time to move on to the next part. Here you can see the linear actuator that I'm going to use. It's just a 12 volt 2-inch stroke actuator that I got off of Amazon, and we're going to mount it somewhere up in here. And so in order to mount it, I have to make a couple brackets, and we're going to start by cutting a piece of cardboard like I always do. Okay, here we're transferring the cardboard template to the metal. For this bracket, I'm using a piece of angle iron because it already has a bend in it, which is going to save me an extra step. And the second piece I'm going to make out of a piece of 1/8 inch plate that I had lying around. Whenever I'm making a bracket that's this small, I like to drill the holes prior to cutting it out. That way I have something to hold on to when I head over to the drill press. Okay, here's what the actuator looks like with the brackets attached to it. Now I just gotta throw this in the truck, weld it into place. Okay, here I pulled the vent out of the truck in order to weld the bracket from both sides. After it's welded, I'll grind the weld down and then it's ready for final assembly. Okay, here's the finished product. I think that little actuator works really well for this application. You can see that the cowl vent also sits really nice on top of the cowl. The gap looks pretty good all the way around it. I also went ahead and threw the heater box back in to see how much clearance I had around it, and it seems like there's plenty of room.
Alright, so as usual, that's going to be it for this one. I've got plenty of more things that I need to do to this truck, so remember to stay tuned and watch for more episodes, and I guess I'll see you next time.